Hi, it's been a while since we did a video. I did a video last in should be 4 months ago, and then I stopped. We had exams, and then I left for holiday. For for your information, some of us are not allowed to maybe venture thus in some places. So it only has to be that I'll do this when I'm at school. And we had exams last time, and I took a break. And I should say I'm happy where we reached. We did 13 videos and we had 1,000 views plus, and we had 97 subscribers, and we have 71 watch hours cumulatively posted on the YouTube studio channel. So I think that's a lot for me. I never expected that. For now, I think I'll attempt to do this for one more year. We see how far we go. Okay. I'm sorry for the break. We shall be doing shorter videos, and we shall be doing videos on topics which are relevant and useful to you, but not directly to aim to drive up the views. So I have some notes for today. We'll be doing what to look for in a life partner, or how to choose a life partner. I know this is a topic which my age mates would be interested in. The statistics show that the people who majorly watch my videos are my age mates. So I think I'll do topics which relate to my age group. Uh, the people who watch are majorly between 16 and 20, 30 something. So I think we can do that. So first of all, um, who is a life partner? A life partner is someone you choose to do life with. A girlfriend, a boyfriend, someone you're engaged, a fiancé, and a wife or a husband. So we can do the general statistics first. It's common knowledge that a majority of marriages actually are not happy marriages. And in countries like the United States, the divorce rate is almost as high as 60%. The lifetime divorce rate in the United States is 60%. So that means out of every 10 people get married, 6 of them will be divorced by the lifespan. And it's shown that people who marry again after divorce are likely to divorce again. Okay. So I think we can do these topics for a while. They are good since I'm now in session. They're good since I don't need to spend so much time to research on them, because I've been studying about them. I've been studying on them for quite a while. So we'll be using a book called Adventist Home by Ellen White. Ellen White was a servant of God, so it's majorly religious. So the things to consider, first of all, are for anyone who is a Christian, who is looking for a partner, they will want to know that, does God approve their cause? Does God approve them looking for a spouse? And we should state that in the Bible, everyone is expected to marry. Every man who is not disabled, every woman who is not disabled is expected to get married. In my culture, the Kalenjin and the Nandi culture, people who died by suicide were treated better than people who died, should I say, single, or men who died without getting married. So there's so much pressure to get married. Back then, getting married was more of a socioeconomic activity, or even a social thing. You do it because you needed to be related to this family and this family and stuff like that. So at some point, marriage was kind of a trade-off, but nowadays it's people have a choice, and more people seem to choose away from marriage. And it should be stated also that people who choose not to marry long term tend to be unhappier than those who get married over time. Okay, so does God approve the cause? Yeah, God God wishes for every normal person to get married. And it should be that since it's a very big decision, it should be that God should choose for you. How does God choose for you? Is given a set of principles which the person you should have and the other person should have, or at least should be aiming towards. Okay, and Ellen White states that it is a sin to marry someone with whom you do not love. Okay, so with those said, I'm going to read 3 paragraphs and then we shall be done. So she says, weigh every weigh every sentiment. Okay, I've been trying to learn how to read, so I used to stammer, so I get really nervous when I try to read. So you'll bear with me, I'll improve over time. So she says in Adventist Home, page 45, paragraph 1, it says, weigh every sentiment and watch every development of character in the one with whom you think to link your life destiny. So again, once you decide to date someone or to be engaged to them, you're not bound to marry them. You can back away. Before you're married to someone, you're allowed to back away. So if their sentiments and their character deviates from the promise which you had gotten at the beginning, you're allowed to back away. Then she says, the step you're about to take is one of the most important in your life and should not be taken hastily. While you may love, do not love blindly. So you're being told here that this is one of the most important decisions you're going to make. I think that's obvious. Some people say in economics, in classes of financial freedom or financial management, that your biggest financial decision will be the person you choose to marry, because that's the person who will spend most of your money or will make the most of your money. So, paragraph 2 says, examine carefully to see if your married life would be happy or inharmonious and wretched. There's this thing people talk about lately about compatibility. So, are you compatible? Friendships are about shared values. The things I care about are religion and philosophy and psychology and learning and money. So, if somebody cares about other things other than that, well, we might not be compatible. If we differ completely in all of them, I think it's good to look for somebody else. So let the questions be raised. Will this union help me heavenward? I know we live in a majorly atheistic time, but from Bible history, people who chose against God actually were not recorded beyond a certain time, because the wages of sin is death. Okay, some studies show that if somebody has a body count of more than 5, they have a 40% chance of having a happy marriage. Can you imagine a body count of 5 plus, and your chance of having an unhappy marriage is 60%? So again, it shows that the principles laid at the outset by God are actually beneficial. In fact, Ellen White says that there is no true greatness outside the law of God. There is no true greatness outside the confines of morality. So you can't have the cake and eat it at the same time. So, will it increase my love for God? Will you choosing to love the person you want to love? Will it make you love God more, or will it take you away from God? Okay, that might mean church, your own personal study, and generally your questions on morality. Or there are people who say that God does not judge people. We know. Show me one verse which says that God actually loves sinners. Okay? Show me one verse which says that God loves wicked people. Okay? Is there such a verse? And then the last question is, will it enlarge my sphere of usefulness in this life? So it also matters if I'm a doctor, will this person debar me from doing this? Will they debar me from trying to teach or to labor on the challenge I was given. Okay. Will it enlarge my sphere of usefulness in this life? If these reflections present no drawback, whether they'll take you heavenward, they'll make you love God more, they'll make you be more useful, then in the fear of God, move forward. I understand this to mean that God's will is actually these three things. Because God, for the most part, does not speak to you directly on choose person A, that is person B. God has this principle set out. So if you're comparing between three people and person A will not lead you heavenward, they'll not increase your usefulness in this life, and they're not going to make you love God more, then God's will is simple, like walk away from them unless you want to love outside the confines of God. I think again it should be known that God giving his commandments, God giving his principles and testimonies, it's a way to protect me and you. It does not benefit whether you love a sinner or not, but you are the one who benefits. Okay. Second last paragraph. Most men and women have acted in entering the marriage relation as though the only question for them to settle was whether they loved each other. I think you've heard of this naive belief that love conquers all things. It's true philosophically, but you also need a reason. I think love here usually means infatuation. If I really loved you, would I fornicate with you? If I really loved you, would I make you do something which would which would jeopardize your life? Would I make you do something which would make you be an enemy of God? Would I make you do something which would make you be at variance with your parents? Would I make you do something which would make you lose out on life, on the higher quality life? Think about those. Is there love outside the confines of the limits of God? So, but they should realize that a responsibility rests upon them in the marriage relation further than this. So there is more than just love. They should consider whether their offspring will possess physical health and mental and moral strength. So you're supposed to consider the people to result from this union of yours. People say that the main aim of marriage is for companionship. That is true, but also people aim to get children and stuff like that. So in medicine, we teach that if you have a predilection to have sickle cell anemia and your girlfriend has that, you should stop. You should not date someone. Then your kids would suffer for their entire lifetime because of your infatuation. People are not so different. If you don't marry Joanne, you can marry Mary. Okay, I guess that's as plain as it can get. So is find someone with whom your kids will benefit intellectually, morally, and physically, not something which will injure that. Okay. But few have moved with high motives and with elevated considerations that they could not lightly throw off. That society has claims upon them that the weight of their family's influence would tell an upward or a downward scale. So the society expects from me, from you, that we should benefit it. In remember, what if my grandfather had chosen not to get married? What if my great grandfather had chosen not to get married? What if my father had chosen not to get married? Think about these things. People usually say that, I think it's Immanuel Kant who said that you should judge something, whether something is good or bad, if on the global scale people did one thing, would it lead if it would lead to a bad outcome, then it's a bad thing. Think about the gender wars in the United States, for instance, or in Western societies. So people seem to teach that you cannot define what a man is and what a woman is. But even children know that a man looks like this and a woman looks like this. And scientifically, men have the XY chromosome and women have the XX chromosome. Some people have XXY or YYX, which is an anomaly. So all this confusion can be sorted with science. I think the Federal Reserve the Fed government should fund studies to determine gender, because we seem to be confused about those things. Okay, so the society has claims upon me. I'm required to perpetuate my bloodline. Okay. Lastly, the choice of a life companion should be such as best to the choice of a life companion should be such as best to secure physical, mental, and spiritual being for parents and for their children. So the choice of my life companion should be such as to ensure the best, should I say, the best genes for my kids, the best advantages for them, and the best advantages for my society. Lastly, such as will enable both parents and children to bless their fellow men and honor God, their creator. So I think these are principles to begin with. So I think that's important. Think of how few men have shaped the course of history. We have the reformers, we have kings, we have presidents who've really shaped history, and for the most part, these people were shaped by their parentage. Think about uh, Jochebed and the father of Moses. This Jochebed and the mother of Moses. Think about them. Two parents got a kind of a prime minister, a high priest, and a prophetess. One family producing three leaders. Okay, think about it. Most great leaders in the Bible came from a good family. So we should go back there. So the aim of dating, the aim of getting engaged to someone is to get married, and the aim of getting married is for companionship and for perpetuation of the human race. So we'll do that. We'll keep at this topic. Next we'll do what to look for in a potential girlfriend or boyfriend. Then we'll see what next.